Hey guys, in this video, you're going to learn about arrays in C++. Arrays are very useful in programming, and learning about arrays is the first step to learning about data structures. So, what are arrays? In programming, arrays are basically a list of a certain type of values. For example, an array could be a list of integers, a list of strings, or a list of booleans. This is an array of even integers. And this is an array of strings, which all represent various fruit names. But keep in mind that one array can only store one type of value. For example, you cannot have an array that stores both integers and strings. Or you cannot have an array that stores a mix of integer and double values either. Your array can only store one type of value. For example, an array can store several double values. So let's look at the syntax for an array in C++. First, just like when declaring a variable, you write the type of data that you want to store in your array. For example, if I wanted to create an array that stored a list of different strings, then I would write string. Then you write the name of the array. Just like variables have names that you can choose, arrays also have names. You can choose to name your array whatever you'd like. For example, if I have an array of strings that stores fruit names, then I may want to name my array something like fruit names. Then in the syntax, after you type the array name, you open a pair of square brackets, and inside these square brackets, you write an integer number. This integer number will be the number of items or the number of values that you want to store in your array. For example, if I wanted my array to store 10 values, then I would write 10 in the square brackets. And then that array cannot store more than 10 values. Now, after this, you can choose to end the array declaration with a semicolon. In that case, you would have declared an empty array that has no values, and you would have to fill in the values later in the program. It's just like declaring an empty variable, like this. Now, if you don't want to declare an empty array, and you want to fill in the values for the array in the declaration itself, then you would follow the square brackets with an equal to sign. On the other side of this equal to sign, you would open a pair of braces, and inside those braces is where you would type in all the values for your array. Inside the braces, you would separate each value by a comma. So, for example, if I declared an array of strings, then inside these braces, this is what the values filled would look like. I would write the first string followed by a comma, and then the second string, and so on. Obviously, there does not need to be a comma before the first value and after the last value in the array. Finally, you would end the array declaration with a semicolon. So this is the syntax for declaring an array in C++. In the next video, we will look at an example of declaring an array.